The scandalous side of Christmas and New Year. Christmas and New Year are celebrated with joy, lights, and festivities across the world. However, behind the cheerful facade lies a history filled with scandal, controversy, and intrigue. From surprising historical events to shocking customs, here are 10 of the most scandalous and intriguing facts about the holidays. Number 1. The dark roots of Santa Claus, punishment and fear. Before Santa Claus became the jolly, gift-giving figure we know today, his predecessors in European folklore had a much darker side. Figures like Krampus, Black Pete, and others introduced a fearsome aspect to the festive season. Krampus, a terrifying creature from Central European legend, was said to punish naughty children by whipping them or stuffing them into a sack to drag them to his lair. With his horns, sharp claws, and grotesque appearance, Krampus was the sinister counterpart to Saint Nicholas, making the Christmas season a mix of joy and fear. In the Netherlands, Black Pete, Zwart Piet, played a similar role, helping Saint Nicholas by allegedly kidnapping disobedient children and taking them to Spain. In Scandinavian and Germanic traditions, Santa-like figures sometimes acted as child abductors. Icelandic folklore features the Yule cat, a monstrous feline said to devour those who didn't receive new clothes for Christmas, while Perkta, a witch-like figure from Alpine myths, checked on children's behavior. She rewarded the good but threatened to punish or even kidnap the bad. Number 2. The Dark Side of Silent Night. The carol Silent Night, written in 1818 by Austrian priest Joseph Mohr and composer Franz Xaver, gained unique historical resonance during World War I. In December 1914, amidst the brutality of trench warfare, an extraordinary event unfolded: the Christmas truce. On Christmas Eve, soldiers along the Western Front, primarily Germans, British, and French, set aside their weapons and began singing carols, including Stille Nacht, the German version of Silent Night. The haunting melody bridged language barriers, and soon both sides were singing together. On Christmas Day, soldiers stepped into no man's land, exchanging greetings, sharing food, and even playing football. A British soldier, Private Albert Morin, described it as a moment of profound humanity. It was as if the war had been put on hold by mutual consent. However, military commanders like General Sir Horace Smith Dorrien were infuriated, fearing such acts could weaken morale, and issued strict orders to prevent future truces. Though brief, the Christmas truce remains a powerful symbol of shared humanity in times of conflict. It prompts us to wonder, could such a moment of unity happen today in a world still marked by division? What do you think? Was this a unique historical miracle or something that could inspire us now? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 3. New Year's resolutions have ancient and shocking origins. The tradition of New Year's resolutions dates back to the Babylonian Akita festival, around 2000 BCE. During this 12-day celebration, Babylonians pledged loyalty to their king and gods, promising to return borrowed items and settle debts. Failure to fulfill these promises was believed to anger the gods, inviting divine retribution. The ominous origins of New Year's resolutions add a sobering dimension to what is now a lighthearted tradition. Today, while resolutions are seen as self-improvement goals, their ancient roots reveal the weight of accountability they once carried. And what about you? Do you make wishes or resolutions on New Year's Eve? Number 4. The ban on Christmas in Puritan England. Under Oliver Cromwell and the Puritan regime, Christmas celebrations were outlawed in England in 1647, as part of a broader crackdown on what they considered pagan and sinful practices. Festivities such as feasting, dancing, and caroling were deemed immoral distractions from true Christian piety. Parliament officially banned Christmas under the 1644 Ordinance, leading to widespread riots in towns such as Canterbury, where protesters defied the law by decorating and celebrating publicly. This dark chapter of British history illustrates the lengths to which Puritans went to enforce their vision of morality. The ban lasted until the monarchy was restored under Charles II in 1660, when traditional customs returned. However, the episode left a lasting impression, with many viewing it as an extreme overreach of religious authority into private life. Number 5. Nixon's Christmas bombing and holiday scandals of U.S. presidents. The holiday season has often intersected with moments of political scandal and controversy in U.S. history, particularly during presidencies marked by conflict or personal drama. One of the most infamous episodes occurred in December 1972, when President Richard Nixon launched Operation Linebacker 2, now known as the Christmas bombing. Over 11 days, U.S. forces unleashed a relentless bombing campaign on Hanoi and Haiphong, aiming to force North Vietnam back to peace negotiations. The campaign killed an estimated 1,600 civilians and drew global condemnation, including from Pope Paul VI, who called it an affront to the spirit of Christmas. While the bombing eventually led to the Paris Peace Accords in January 1973, the brutal timing during the holidays remains one of the most controversial episodes of Nixon's presidency. Other presidents faced scandals tied to holiday celebrations. Ronald and Nancy Reagan were known for their lavish New Year's Eve parties, blending Hollywood glamour with political power at their California ranch. Critics accused the Reagans of extravagance during the economic struggles of the 1980s, dubbing Nancy Queen Nancy for her luxurious tastes. In December 1998, President Bill Clinton became the second U.S. president to be impeached, overshadowing holiday festivities at the White House. Impeachment proceedings for perjury and obstruction of justice related to his affair with Monica Lewinsky dominated headlines. The House of Representatives voted to impeach Clinton just before Christmas, creating a tense and divided political atmosphere. Despite this, Clinton's approval ratings remained high, underscoring the complex public response to personal and political scandal during the holidays. Number 6. Christmas trees were once illegal in the U.S. In 17th century New England, Puritans banned Christmas trees and decorations, viewing them as pagan and idolatrous. Massachusetts Bay Colony Governor William Bradford condemned the heathen practices associated with the holiday. Even into the 19th century, American communities debated the propriety of Christmas trees. President Franklin Pierce became the first U.S. president to display a Christmas tree in the White House in 1856, breaking with Puritan tradition. By the late 19th century, the Christmas tree was widely accepted, symbolizing the country's shifting attitudes toward holiday celebrations. Number 7. The real Saint Nicholas was no jolly gift giver. The real Saint Nicholas of Myra, the inspiration for Santa Claus, was far from the jolly figure we know today. A 4th century Greek bishop, Nicholas was known for his fiery temper and confrontational nature. Born in 270 AD in what is now Turkey, Nicholas was renowned for his generosity but also for his unyielding stance on theological matters. At the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, he reportedly slapped the heretic Arius during a heated theological debate. This incident gave rise to the saying, "I'm here to give presents and punch heretics." Number 8. The controversial origins of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph's story began as a promotional booklet written by Robert L. May for Montgomery Ward in 1939. Over 2.4 million copies of the tale were distributed during its first Christmas season. However, the character faced backlash due to its glowing red nose, which some critics associated with heavy drinking. A red nose was a common euphemism for alcoholism. Despite early resistance, Rudolph's story was later adapted into the famous 1949 song by May's brother-in-law, Johnny Marks, and a beloved 1964 stop-motion television special. Rudolph went from being a marketing gimmick to a cherished Christmas icon. Number 9. The New Year's Eve ball drop scandal. The Times Square ball drop, a staple of New Year's Eve celebrations, wasn't always the family-friendly event it is today. In its early years, particularly during the 1920s and 1930s, the gathering became notorious for public drunkenness, fights, and rowdy behavior. By 1937, then-Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia criticized the event, calling it a public scandal and deploying over 1,500 police officers to restore order. The celebrations were temporarily scaled back during World War II, but the tradition persisted and evolved. Today, millions gather in Times Square to watch the ball drop, unaware of its chaotic and scandalous beginnings. Number 10. Coca-Cola's Santa Claus monopoly. The iconic image of Santa Claus as a jovial, plump man in a red suit was cemented in popular culture by Coca-Cola's advertising campaigns in the 1930s. Artist Haddon Sundblom created the first rendition in 1931, inspired by Clement Clarke Moore's 1823 poem A Visit from St. Nicholas and the cheerful demeanor of a retired Coca-Cola salesman named Lou Prentice. The campaign was an enormous success, but it sparked backlash. Critics accused Coca-Cola of monopolizing the Christmas season, turning Santa into a corporate mascot and overshadowing the holiday's religious roots. Despite the controversy, Sundblom's Santa became one of the most enduring images of modern Christmas, with claims that Coca-Cola had stolen Christmas for commercial gain.